Hi, this is Kim with Getting Bolder, and this is a video I wasn't sure I wanted to make. I've kind of talked myself in and out of it several times today. But I am sitting in a Hampton Inn beside the Edinburgh airport in Scotland, and my flight has been canceled, and I'm kind of stranded and really going through a tough time. So I wanted to talk about it because here's what's happened. I've had the most incredible vacation. It started with my son's wedding at a manor house over here in Scotland. A couple of days after that, I turned 70. My friends came over. We toured all over the country. I walked everywhere. I climbed everything you can climb in Scotland. I ate and drank everything you could eat and drink in Scotland. It was just a terrific trip. And I turned 70 on the trip, but I was kind of like, 70's okay. It's no big deal. It's not going to change anything. I've got 70, by the butt. God, look at me. I look rough. Do I look like somebody stranded in an airport? Because I am somebody stranded in an airport. But anyway, I had a false confidence that 70 was not going to be that much bigger deal than the 60s. And I told myself, it's this, and I do think this, the 9 birthdays are the ones that matter. The 9 birthdays are tough. That's when you come right over to the cliff and you look over the edge. And I thought, I'm through 69. I'm past that. All the rumination, I've faced the change. 70 is just going to be this easy peasy transition. And I'm still the same person. And for the first, week of 70, life seemed to prove that to me. And today I got up at 5 o'clock. I opened my eyes, a little nervous before the flight, and learned my flight was canceled. I'd been rebooked a day later. My friends were going on to the United States because they were on a different flight without me. And these words sprung to my mind. Abandoned, stranded, stuck, lost, alone. And I just sunk. Because here's the other side of getting older. You are not as bold as you used to be. You don't roll with things. I don't roll with things quite like I used to. I get flustered more easily. Just the little things that I have more trouble seeing and hearing, that I can't take those for granted anymore. Crowds overwhelm me. The scene at the Edinburgh airport overwhelmed me badly. I teared up a couple of times. I had the verge of a panic attack. So what do I do with this? What do I do with the fact that in some ways I've got 70 by the ass, and in some ways 70's got me by the ass? And I didn't want to talk about this. I wanted to kind of think, I'm not going to make a video about this because in a couple of days this will be over and I'll feel silly and I'll be home, and I'm in a Hampton Inn, for God's sakes. Nobody melts down in a Hampton Inn. I'm safe. I'm not in any real trouble. So what does it say about me that a disruption in my plans made me panic and made me feel small? But I also think it's important that I talk about these things and that we talk about these things, because this is a part of aging too, that you don't react to everything exactly like you used to. The whole week I was in Edinburgh, I kept thinking about this thing I want to join called Trusted Pet Sitters. I can't even talk. Trusted Pet Sitters. And it's about people that go into other people's homes to take care of their cats and dogs while they're on vacation. And a lot of these are Americans going to Europe, and you kind of get used to their house and car and, of course, their pets, and they get a pet sitter in their own home for free. And your screen and everything's on the up and up. And I was thinking, I want to do this, and I want to do this in Scotland. And it would be easy because everybody speaks English, and except for that tricky driving on the left thing, I think I can handle Scotland. So I was telling my friends, all these cute dogs were passing in Scotland. I want to come over here and stay in one of these great houses and take care of these dogs. And I like this little town, or maybe I can stay there. And I was so confident. And today, all day long, I've been thinking, I don't know if I can go to Europe anymore by myself. Even with my friends there to help me, one of them found the hotel and the other one was trying to talk to the agent because I just kind of had such what my mama would call a sinking spell. Can I really do this by myself anymore? And I don't want to overreact. This is a bad day. The uncertainty of tomorrow and traveling without my friends is knocking me for a loop. And I'm telling myself a lot of stories about tomorrow. So I don't want to make a decision based on a bad day. I think that maybe the reality of 70 is that you have to look at the fact that most of the time you're great. Most of the time you're all right. You're changed. You can manage your life. You do have the world by the ass. You are strong. And then there's occasional moments where you do feel your age and realize that you've changed. And you feel uncertain in a way that you wouldn't have felt at 27. Not that 27-year-olds don't feel uncertain, but they don't feel uncertain like this. And I know there's a sweet spot somewhere between pretending that nothing has changed and throwing in the towel and saying everything's changed. And I think that's one of the things I've wanted to explore on this channel. Maybe not quite so graphically as I feel like I'm exploring it today. But that's an important part of why I wanted to start getting bolder. Because I do think it's about navigating what can you do and what doesn't make sense to try and do it anymore. And not swinging from one extreme to another, either foolhardily thinking that we are 27 or, lying down and putting flowers on our chest and preparing to die before it's our time to die. So today has really smacked me. I really feel how bad I am adapting to things now. And I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm going to continue to explore on this channel all the feelings that I have about aging. The times that I feel incredibly confident and the times that I'm tearing up in the Edinburgh airport using words like abandoned and alone. So this is Kim with getting not quite so much bolder today. I feel like today I'm just getting older, not bolder. But I am plucky and I will be back and I will find the place on the spectrum of change and not change that's right for me. And I hope you'll come along and do the same thing for yourself, because it's such an individual decision, and that we'll explore together what we can still do, what we can do now that we never could do before, and the things that we might have to leave behind too. Wish me luck. Wish me a lot of luck. I'll talk to you guys again when I'm back in America, and maybe not quite so pitiful. Thanks for hanging with me. Bye.